All right, this is a recording to go over the questions, the parts of the problem of the week number 6. It was due last Friday, February 15th, 2019, and it closes this coming Sunday, March 3rd at midnight. So some of you may have already completed it and are trying to make corrections, and some of you may not have started it yet. So read the problem, write your answer for each part. There are 4 parts, A through D. Make sure to show your work and explain where necessary. Submit your completed assignment via the assignments tool in the course. A small town has a number of kiosks or vending machines that rent movie DVDs. The circle graph below shows the breakdown by type of movies rented last month. A total of 1,164 action movies were rented. So here is a circle. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections or sectors. Okay. Each one is represented by a type of movie. So there's horror, action, comedy, drama, and other. And it's showing you that this measurement here to represent the action sector is 78 degrees. Approximately what fraction of movies rented last month were action movies? Action movies. So they want a fraction. So right away, you might want to create yourself a fraction bar there. Okay? They want a fraction. And it's approximate, which means you can either round when you're doing your setting it up, or you can round at the end, okay? Because they want an approximate. And the fraction is what fraction of movies rented last month were action. So basically they're asking what part is of the whole circle is this red part that's the sector for action. So the key here is, first of all, this is not 78%. It is 78 degrees. That represents this measurement here. So what you want to know, if this is part of the whole, what does the whole circle measure in degrees? If you don't know it, look it up. Okay. And again, fraction. And don't forget that you should your final answer should be a reduced or simplified fraction. So again, you can approximate. So for instance, if there's 1,164 action movies rented, you could round this to the nearest 100, okay, when you use that throughout this. And again, here we have 78 degrees. If you wanted to round that to the nearest tens of degrees, you could, or you can do your fraction and round it at the end. But the answer is a reduced fraction. Okay. B, estimate the total number of movies rented last month. Okay. So you'll need part A to answer this. Part A is going to tell you the portion or the fraction of action to the total. They also gave you the actual total number of action. So if you know the total, the fraction or the portion of action to the whole, right? You have that fraction. What fraction of the movies were action? So you'll have that fraction. And you have the total number of action movies. You should be able to set up a proportion to solve for the total number of movies rented last month. Don't forget unit of measure. So your answer say should be blank units, movies or total movies were rented last month. Restate it, write it in a question, and write it as a statement, restating the question. Again, remember it means estimate. So you could then, again, if you're using 1,164 action movies, you could round that to the nearest 100 in your calculations. Part C, the company that owns the vending machines has a total of 29,698 kiosks nationwide. Each week, an average of 9,568 million movies are rented from the kiosks. Again, this says estimate the average number of movies rented from a kiosk in a year. So this is each week how many movies are rented for all the kiosks. So you have total kiosks, total movies rented for a week. They want the average number of movies rented from one. A kiosk means one of those kiosks in a year. Okay, so since it says estimate, you could round this right here to the nearest 10,000 or the nearest 1,000, right? You could round this as well. Remember, though, this is 9,568. It's 9,568 million, so be careful there. So if you can figure out how many are rented from one kiosk in a week, then you can take that and figure out how many is rented from one kiosk in a year. And then for D, you want to explain how you found your answer in C. So if you show your work here, then you want to state here what you did in each step. So whatever you're calculating, whatever you're dividing, whatever you're multiplying, whatever numbers you're using, maybe you label the work here, and that will help you write it in complete sentences. First, I did blank. Then I took that answer and I did blank. And again, your answer here should have unit of measure or be written as a sentence, right? The average number of movies renting from one kiosk in a year is blank blank. Okay? So if you still have questions or are struggling with this problem of the week, please come to my office hours. And again, remember that this closes this Sunday, March 3rd.